All right, so you guys wanted to hear about some really cutting-edge AI in the financial markets,
Yeah.
and we've got a pretty wild text here all about something called BRAIN AGI.
Okay.
It claims to be like this totally new form of AGI, artificial general intelligence,
Mm.
but designed specifically for trading. So
Wow.
I guess our mission today is to figure out like
Yeah.
what
Mm.
this thing claims to do and how it supposedly works, and
Right. Right.
how revolutionary these claims really are.
So this brain AGI thing, it uses something called fractal mathematics, which is a pretty wild concept in itself.
Okay.
And this is actually based on work by Nobel Prize-winning mathematician Benoit Mandelbrot.
Okay, I've heard of them.
So think of it like this. Have you ever looked at like a coastline?
Sure.
Yeah, and no matter how much you zoom in or out, it always has that same kind of jagged, irregular shape,
Yeah,
right?
it kind of looks the same.
Exactly. So Mandelbrot basically showed that a lot of things in nature that we think of as random actually have these kinds of self-similar repeating patterns, these fractals.
Oh, so like the thumbprint of God idea, that there's some kind of order in the chaos.
Exactly. And Brain AGI supposedly uses these fractal patterns in market data to try and, see through the randomness and understand like the real underlying structure.
Wow, so they're saying they can actually detect these patterns and predict how the market's going to move.
Yeah, that's the big claim. And they go even further. They say this tech is like 8 years ahead of any other AI generative tools out there.
Really? Even things like ChatGPT?
Oh, yeah, they're very specific about that, actually. They make a big point of saying that this isn't just generative AI like ChatGPT, which is mostly about creating new content.
Right.
They say this is true AGI, artificial general intelligence, which is supposed to be way more adaptable and generally intelligent, with the goal of eventually reaching ASI.
ASI, artificial superintelligence, so basically the ultimate AI.
Yeah, exactly. And get this, they say this thing can learn complex market dynamics in like 5 minutes using something that they call Tom.
Oh yeah, Tom. I saw that. That stands for turn opportunity.
Yeah.
And Mandelbrot, TOG.
Yeah, and they contrast that with, the years it takes a human to really grasp these concepts.
Right, it's like saying this thing can learn in the blink of an eye what takes us a lifetime.
Yeah, that's the idea. And they even provide a specific prediction as like proof of concept.
Okay, so what did they predict?
So back on March 21st of this year, Brain AGI predicted that USD JPY, QQQ, and TSLA would all go up by the end of trading today, March 24th.
And were they right?
Well, according to the text, yes.
Wow, so what were the actual numbers?
They say Tesla went up 11%.
Not bad.
Tesla call options went up a whopping 555%.
555%.
Bitcoin went up 4% and USD JPY went up 1%.
Okay, so they're making some pretty bold claims here, but it sounds like they're putting their money where their mouth is.
Right, and it's not just them. The text mentions a bunch of big institutions that are supposedly either using or evaluating Brain AGI.
Like who?
Names like HSBC, UBS, BNP Paribas, Morningside Venture Capital.
Those are some heavy hitters.
Yeah, and even Singapore government Vertex Ventures.
Wow, and there was also something about this being based on the Renaissance technologies methodology, right?
Yeah, that's a huge point they make. They specifically say Brain AGI is based on the same principles that Renaissance Technologies uses.
And for anyone who doesn't know, Renaissance Technologies is this incredibly secretive hedge fund founded by Jim Simons, a former code breaker.
Yeah, and their medallion fund has this legendary track record of crazy high returns year after year.
Right. They're basically the gold standard when it comes to quantitative trading.
Exactly. So for them to claim that they're using the same methodology as Renaissance Technologies is a pretty big deal.
Yeah, and the text also mentions this guy, David Lee, who wrote a book called Predicting Jim Simons.
Right.
And he found that intraday trading strategies actually outperformed daily ones.
Interesting.
Yeah, and the boldest claim of all is that this Brain AGI has actually figured out what even Jim Simons couldn't crack.
Yeah, that's a huge statement. And they even provide a comparison of returns using Ducascopy Swiss bank binary options.
Okay, and what was the result?
They say Brain AGI achieved a 66% return in a single day compared to the 66% per year that Jim Simons reportedly gets.
That's a pretty stark difference.
Yeah, but it's important to remember that binary options are a totally different beast than the kind of long-term diversified strategies that a fund like Renaissance Technologies uses.
Yeah, it's apples and oranges, really.
Right. High reward often comes with high risk.
And the last piece of the puzzle is that Brain AGI is actually open source.
Yeah, that's one of the most surprising things about all of this.
Right, so it's like they're saying, here's this incredible AI that can predict the market, now go nuts.
Exactly. And they even say it's ready to be customized for auto trading through the Oanda platform.
And they specifically mention their ideal target users as small to medium prop firms, large institutions, and even name drop some big players like IMC Trading in Sydney.
Yeah, especially IMC trading.
Yeah, that's interesting because they're known for their high-frequency trading and their incredibly sophisticated algorithms.
Right. So for them to even be considering this kind of technology could be a huge sign of things to come.
Yeah, it's like the canary in the coal mine.
Exactly.
So to sum it all up, this BRAIN AGI thing uses fractal mathematics to try and predict. The market claims to be way ahead of any other AI out there, gives a specific example of a successful prediction, and is supposedly based on the same methods as the legendary Renaissance technologies.
And it's open source and being looked at by some of the biggest players in the game.
Yeah, it's a lot to unpack.
It really is.
So I guess the question for you, the listener, is this. If these claims are actually true, and this thing can really predict the market with this kind of speed and accuracy, what does that mean for the future of finance and investing?
Right, because if a firm like IMC Trading actually adopts this technology,
Yeah,
it could completely change the way things are done.
it's a pretty mind-blowing thought.
Definitely give you something to think about.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
All right, thanks for taking this deep dive with us.
you got it.
We'll catch you next time.